What's up, everybody? Another episode here in Matt Runs. We've got a special guy, like every episode, but this guy is special in every way. Kuya Kim, Atienza.
Thank you so much, Matteo. When you say special, parang I felt like I was parang mentally different.
You are actually. You are over the top, Kuya Kim. Kuya Kim, we know you as somebody that knows everything.
Yeah.
Is there something you don't know?
Actually, that's big pressure on my part.
Okay.
To be taking over the role of Ernie Baron in ABS-CBN.
Yes. Is he your idol?
He's everyone's idol.
Okay.
No? I looked up to him when I was growing up. I was listening to his radio station. I was always amazed that he knew every answer to every question, and I took over his place. So the pressure is for me not to make a mistake. The pressure is for me to answer whatever you ask. But Kuya Kim doesn't know everything. I'm human, no?
But do you admit that? You admit that, man.
Of course. I'll admit it in your podcast because I love you.
Okay.
But of course I make mistakes.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know everything. I know a lot of things. You can ask me about anything under the sun. I'll do my best to answer. But there are times when I don't because I'm human.
Is this stock knowledge to you, or do you research the answers?
I like reading. I like researching. Whenever I have a lot of passions. Like right now, our passion is motorcycling. Because it's motorcycling. I read everything I can read about whatever brand I'm into. During my time in the 80s, it was difficult because for you to research about anything, because I was this way also in the 80s. Whenever I'd have an interest, I would have to read a book about that interest.
Wow.
But I had to go to a library. Fall in line. Now it's so simple. I want to know anything about anything under the sun. Google. So because of this habit of mine, I think I'm able to retain maybe 20 or 30% of what I research. And that's the stock knowledge that I use every time.
Galing.
Yeah, you can ask me a question. If I don't know the answer to a certain question, I'll find a way to still give you useful information related to the question.
So, bolero ka rin, Kuya Kim. Minsan.
Pag sinabi mo kasing bolero, there's no basis in truth eh.
Okay.
Ito,
Half bolero.
Hindi half. Tangential.
Okay.
It's still the truth, but it's not what you're asking for.
Okay.
But I'll give it to you anyway.
So
For
why
instance,
my question to you is, why are women so emotional?
Well, women are emotional because both sexes are built differently psychologically.
Okay.
Now, the build of a man is to be strong, physically strong, and therefore mentally strong as well. Not nurturing, because that is our design. Our design is to protect the family, to defend it from wild animals during primitive times. So therefore, we have to be mentally strong and not emotional. On the other hand, women are designed to be nurturing, caring mothers, caring wives, and that's why they're like that. And over thousands and thousands of years, that trait of women have developed into being more and more emotional. That's why women are seen as emotional. Although that's a stereotype still, because that's brought about by conditioning.
Right.
Now with the modern times, women have become independent, not outspoken. Men are becoming emotional now.
So why is this? Is it the milk we drink, or is it because of culture?
I think it's culture constantly evolves, and
it's not the hormones we intake. Or is it the culture?
We have testosterone. Testosterone makes us really strong and sturdy and muscular. Women have estrogen. Estrogen naman makes them caring, give birth, etc. Again, that would be a stereotype. If we talk about it that way now, the women will be angry with you and me and say that we're misogynist and that we're sexist, no?
Super bashed right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But because of the information superhighway, information is so available that anyone has access to any information. That empowered a lot of women. That empowered a lot of women to know certain things, to speak out, and
access to so much information for you, is this a good thing or a bad thing?
It's good and bad.
Okay.
It's good and bad. It's good because all information is good and knowledge is good. The thing is, with kids, I'm very biased because I speak as a father. When I was being brought up by my parents, I looked up to my dad and my mom as my only source of real information. Whatever my parents would say, I would say as gospel truth because they're my parents.
And we didn't have our phones, Google,
super information. We didn't have the information superhighway.
Right.
My kids now, whenever I tell them to do certain things or not to do certain things, they will Google it and then they'll send me the link to prove me that I'm wrong. You see, so that is the downside. Kids are so smart that it has become more difficult to mold them and to teach them values. Unlike our time, we were forced to believe those values. And it actually works.
Yeah.
Actually works, diba? But kids nowadays cannot force them. They'll Google it and they'll send you the link. And then you'll read and then you'll... Wala. Mahirap.
But there's some kids right now that, like for instance, your kids, no, they use social media very responsibly, I guess, no? They Google information, they get information. But there's a lot of people, not just kids, but a lot of people out there that use social media in a different avenue, not in a very proactive way, but more on bashing, more in degrading, more in saying negative. So how do you balance social media etiquette or being responsible?
Me, I closely monitor my kids' social media. No? They're not into bashing. They're not into that. Except that...
Because you've raised them well.
They're very respectful kids. They're very responsible kids. But their models in their subculture, Gen Z, are different. These women with the kalabasang cleavage, kalabasang puwet, that is so normal to them. And oftentimes, they model also, they follow the models. And then I see the pictures. When the pictures are like that, then I remind my kids to them, it's normal eh. During my time, it was taboo.
Of course.
Just to have a picture taken of you in a one-piece bathing suit in my time, in the 70s, was already soft porn.
But again, women of today will say, hey, Kuya Kim, we're allowed to dress whatever way we want to dress. We can go out there in short shorts and showing our cleavage because that's our expression.
Don't judge me.
Don't judge me.
So
what's your...
You're misogynist, Dad. You're sexist. Why can men come out without a t-shirt and then why can't I come out naked? That's how kids think nowadays.
So what's your argument there? What can you say about that?
I say, it's sexist. But I'm your dad. When you're 18 already, and then you can do whatever you want to do, but right now you're 15, you think it's sexist? It's sexist. But it's unfair. Yes, it's unfair. But it's misogynist. Yes, it's misogynist. But when you're 18, rules will change. Right now, that's my rule. You live in my house. You live in our house. The rule in this house is that.